Hi everyone, happy Friday. It's Waveney again from the People's Brand, bringing another tip to you. So this time I want to talk about when you go out on interviews and you're asked what is your desired salary. So I received a frantic message, voice message from a friend of mine's the other day. She'd gone on an interview. And she was asked, "What's your desired salary?" She quoted a figure, and then when she got home, she realized, listen, this isn't going to work for me. So she called me and she was like, "What am I going to do? Do I call them back? No. Can I, change my mind?" And I was like, you know what? Slow down. Slow down. So, first of all, I'll tell you my advice to her in that specific situation, and then we'll kind of talk through what you should do. So what I said to her, listen, it's okay, because you were not prepared, which you should be prepared, right? But she wasn't. It's okay if they come back with an offer for you to say, listen, I know I quoted you this figure, but this is the figure that I'm comfortable with, and that's fine. People understand, a good recruiter understands that in an interview you're nervous, and so it's not that you're lying, but they'll understand, so that's fine. But here's my tip when it comes on stating your desired salary. First off, if you're looking a job, you need to be prepared. So you need to understand what figures can work for you, what you're comfortable with. I'm not saying to be greedy now, right? Because the thing is, companies already know what they can pay, what is budgeted for that particular position. They ask that question because they really want to know where your head is at, what range, what they can play with, that sort of thing. So that's just the very first thing. They already have a budget for that position, right? But if you're looking a job, what you should do is, I say, add 10 to 15% on what you're currently making, your gross, what you're currently making. And so when you get into the interview and they said to you, what's your expected or desired salary, you can say it's XYZ, right? Now, you don't have to worry that you're quoting too much. I wouldn't worry too much about it, because if a company really wants you, they will say, hey, listen, we'd really like to proceed with the offer, but here's our challenge. We can't afford to pay X, but we can afford to do this. So I would not worry so much about losing out on an opportunity. If a company wants you, they want you. That's just the bottom line. So just to recap, if you're going on an interview, you're actively seeking a job, prepare, prepare, prepare. And in preparing, you need to figure out what would be your expected or desired salary. And the way you do that is you add 10 to 15% on what you are currently making. Okay, and that's just it. And in the event that you are not prepared and you go into the interview and you're like, you quote a figure or you really don't know, I wouldn't quote a figure on top, just off the top of my head. What I would say is, allow me to get back to you on my desired figure. I mean, we're humans. A good recruiter understands that. So don't stress about it, don't fuss about it. But at the end of the day, just know that companies do have a budget, and they have something to work with. They already know what they can pay for a particular position, because lots of the times they have a minimum, a mid-range, and a max range, and it all depends on what you're bringing to the table. It all depends on your experience. There's so many factors, so don't think that you're going to sell yourself short. Don't think that. just add 10 to 15% on what you're currently making. All right? Share this video with someone who's going on an interview, or who may need to know this. And if you have any further questions, you can always DM me at the People's Brand, and just share this information. Thank you and enjoy your weekend.